after that, trying to get back in to things, it was, okay, let's get the board together, let's figure out what we can do, but many of you, I'm sure, have sat on adult boards, which I'm calling adult boards as contrast to the board I'm about to introduce. It's hard to get a bunch of working, busy adults together. And we're doing great if we can get together quarterly. And we connect over email, but we got people in Seattle, we got people in Nairobi. Like, it's difficult to get us all together and to get things moving. And we work really hard to do that. But then Christopher Lee, years ago, had the idea of a youth board, which I didn't have the space for. And in September, or maybe it was August, we were like, let's get this together. Let's get this going. And we had our first meeting together. And they're so excited, talking a mile a minute, and I was like, okay, let's talk about some accountability. How about you guys talk about how often you would like to meet? Like, what's your commitment to this? Maybe once a month? And I'm like trying to like goad them into that. And they were like, let us talk, we'll come back to you. And I left them alone, and at the end of the meeting, they were like, here's our conclusions, here's what we decided. And they were like, we're going to meet once a week at your house, and when you're not available, we're gonna meet at another person's house. And they have met every Wednesday since September, and they are largely responsible for every item you saw in the silent auction, every dessert dash item, a huge number of guests here, and to show that, I would like you to stand up as a guest if you are personally connected to one of these youth board members. Introduce this exceptional group of people. Here, Chris.
Thank you, Susie. Hello, as Susie said, my name is Christopher Lee, and just about 2 years ago I had an idea for a youth board, but it only really came into fruition just this past August. When I started it with my friend Preston Bezos, along with members Emmy Sohn, Penelope Diaz, and Mari Olsen. As for me, my involvement with Hamomi started quite a few years back, actually, when I was in 3rd grade. And a friend of my aunt's, and to Lauren right here, if you could stand up and clap for her, she's responsible for getting me involved. Well, anyway, a friend of my aunt's had asked me if I was able to collect school and art supplies for a small organization called Hamomi in Kenya. And obviously I was in 3rd grade, I didn't really understand who I was collecting for and what the cause was. But I obliged, and every year I would set up donation boxes around my school for Hamomi. It wasn't until the summer before I was in 6th grade, however, when I began to wonder, who exactly am I getting these donations for? So I logged onto their website, and once I'd seen a bunch of pictures, watched a bunch of videos, and read descriptions, I fell completely in love with the organization. I was determined to go, despite anything my parents would say. And obviously, they balked at the idea. But I was persistent. And so, when I was just 10 years old, I made my first trip to the Kangemi slums of Nairobi, Kenya. And what I found there completely changed my life. Everywhere I looked, there were smiles all around, despite the circumstances. Every time a child would complete a lesson that I had taught them, they would tell me excitedly, grabbing my arm, wanting to show me. I was completely blown away by their enthusiasm and diligence. Once Hamomi got its amazing computer lab, I was able to integrate technology lessons. And so I've been going every year teaching Word, PowerPoint, and for some older kids, basic programming. Because of power outages, I also incorporated outdoor STEM activities, and so we searched for bugs in the grass and pulled them apart and looked at their body parts under foldable microscopes. We were able to build bridges and towers of spaghetti and Lego bricks. And we were able to make holograms for smartphones as well. And those are just a few of the activities that we were able to do. However, there was one issue that I wanted to solve, and that was that since there was only one of me, and I was teaching back-to-back pretty much from 3 to 8, 8 to 3, excuse me. Other way around would be quite unfortunate. But I was basically teaching nonstop, and that meant that students would usually only get one computer lesson or one outdoor lesson if they were lucky. And since there was only 1 week and one of me, I decided to bring in some help. So just 2 weeks ago, I returned from my trip with my friend Preston, and together we were able to simultaneously teach inside with technology lessons and outside with STEM lessons. It is such an honor to be able to be part of this Hamomi community, and I'm so happy to be able to work with such diligent, thoughtful, kind, and energetic students. Thank you so much.
member of the youth board. On the board, we work with Susie and offer our input and give ideas on things happening around Hamomi. We help publicity and outreach and fundraising. We also help with planning events like this one. And we use our experience as youth in Seattle to support and connect to the children in Kenya. Although the board was only started this past fall, we foresee a long future for our involvement in Hamomi and in the existence of the youth board itself. We are passionate about the work Hamomi does to empower and educate its wonderfully gifted and inspiring students. We are so excited to keep working with Susie, and we can't wait to see what the future holds. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Penelope. I actually became involved with Hamomi at a very young age. I was about 7 or 8 when I first learned about it, and me and my friend, we did a charity lemonade stand right in front of a park near our house, and in the end we raised about $130. It felt really good to help. So now that I'm older and I have retired from the lemonade business, sadly, I wanted to help Hamomi again. So when I came back to volunteer in around 6th grade, Hamomi had grown quite a lot. Since I had first helped out, they have built a library, they made a medical clinic, they started the scholarship program for older students, they built a computer land, and they bought the land they were on. I am very happy to be able to be part of this board, and I'm really excited for what we will do next and helping out in the future.
Hello everybody, my name is Preston, and this year I was lucky enough to be able to go with Chris on his trip to Hamomi only about 2 weeks ago, and what I saw there completely blew me away. I had spent so much time planning and learning about this cause that I believed in and loved working for, but had never really gotten to see up close. And being able to do so completely changed my perception of Hamomi and the children there. Rarely have I seen a group of kids that are so passionate and hungry to learn about the world. Whatever we were doing, from Lego to Microsoft Word, they jumped to with a zeal that was absolutely incredible. The other aspect of Hamomi that blew me away was the kindness that I found there in both the teachers and the students. Wherever I went, I was greeted with smiles and waves, and I was always received with enthusiasm when I walked into a classroom to teach. After my visit, I was more convinced than ever that what we all do to support Hamomi is one of the most important endeavors we will ever undertake. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Emmy, and I became a social media intern and a member of the youth board this past fall. Every week we get the opportunity to learn more about Hamomi. We sift through photos of soccer matches, and we hear about the story of each student, and we receive program updates from Joy. And with each taste of Hamomi, I remember more and more that they are really just like us. And what inspires me most about Hamomi is that it's not just about providing them with their basic needs, their medical care, their food, and offering them a quality education, which Hamomi does a very good job of. But it's also about offering them a community where they have the opportunity to learn and to grow and to be supported, the same type of community that we enjoy ourselves. And Hamomi is really about empowerment. It's about helping the kids learn how to help themselves, how to develop the skills they need to be successful and to reach their potential and goals. And it also empowers us as youth board members to know that our hard work can really make a difference. In a world that has suddenly become confusing and divided, we know that we have the power to make a difference. We know that we can find commonality and empathy, even oceans away. And we can remember that we are really all the same. So I hope that all of you know that the support you give to Hamomi has that same power to make a difference and to make a change in the world. Thank you.
How about a round of applause for these incredible young people? Thank you guys so much. Yeah, it's okay to give them a standing ovation. I agree. That's very nice, yeah. Yeah. One more time for our youth advisor.